Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm super stoked. Just hanging out here in California right now, getting ready to start. Getting headed out to Phoenix here in the next day or so. Gonna get at least one more day of practice. And then after that, I think we'll probably try to stay out there for a couple days because it seems like it's gonna rain real bad and stuff in Cali. So just try to get as much riding in as possible through the week. And so it's been really good here though the last few days. Today was the first day off, just a lot of bike work and stuff. So. But I mean, other than that, it's been super cool. I mean, it's been awesome to get out here with a 250 rider in Lights class, Mikey Henderson, and then his mechanic Jake Rathjen, and so it's been nice to be able to like Holy Colorado for sure, man. It's been awesome being out here. I've been just stoked. So I started racing at age 4. My cousins all rode and stuff like that, and then it was kind of one of those things that I started doing it. My mom was not for it. She was thought it was dangerous and stuff like that. And then I came home my first weekend with the trophy, and it was like gung ho after that. It was just never ending. I think every week has been crazy. So I've been pretty pumped on it. Um, Honestly, right now is really get into the night show. We've been working really hard. Last weekend I definitely rode really tight and had a few issues, but I think with all the work we've been putting in this week, my mechanic for the last weekend and stuff like that's been Cody Church. He's a previous racer in Supercross and stuff like that's been helping me a lot. I felt really good this week training and stuff like that. So getting to ride with my buddy Mikey and stuff's been helping too. So it's been awesome. The rain was gnarly. It was super slippery. I thought it wasn't gonna be so bad, and then it just got kind of hectic. But I mean, all in all, really it held out great. Like they did such a good job maintaining the track, and it really didn't get too bad, just greasy on top. But it did get a little hectic to where you just have a lot of wheel spin. But I mean, like I said, for what it was awesome. My favorite sponsor. I mean, I have so many good ones that back me up. I don't think I could pick just one sponsor. There's so many good people behind me that are just helping put my career where it is and like help me go forward. And I don't think I could pick one, even though I have so many good ones. Um, yeah, this year will be my second year on Kawasaki with Moto Adventure Kawasaki, and been pumped on it. Those guys are amazing out of Loveland, Colorado, and first year with Fly Racing, and they've been just amazing as well. I mean, like I said, there's so many guys that get me to the track. It's awesome. So right now, like in season, it's not super crazy because I gotta recover a lot. But yeah, it's been one of those things where I get up Monday, go ride, try to run, do some cycling and stuff. Do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this week we took Wednesday off, kind of take a little, kind of just a break, kind of recuperate a little bit, get some stuff done, do some laundry and stuff. But it's pretty good and mellow through the week. Try to train as much as you can, but not too much. Yeah, so I've been to Loretta's 3 times. I went when I was on 60s, 85s, then I got hurt. I made it in B's and I got hurt, and so I didn't get to go. And then my first year in A class I went, and they were all pretty good. I always finished top 10s in most of them, so it was really good. I've not been to Southwick. It was such a bummer too. I got hurt the first year they brought it back, which was my first year pro that I was back, and I've always wanted to. So hopefully this year I get to go. Last year we were planning on going, and then just kind of some other stuff came up. But this year the plan is to go because I am so about that place. It looks so cool. I love sand, so I'm really excited for it this year. Definitely. Yeah, I wish I would have went this year. That place looks so awesome, man. Yeah, I wish I would have went. At least I know from everyone that's told me, they say it's amazing. The first bike I ever had was I can't remember the year, but it was a really old KTM 50. We never started with like the PWs or anything like that. We kind of just jumped into it because we didn't really know anything about it. My dad just bought this used KTM and it was great. Uh, I'm honestly really picky about like lever settings and bar positioning. I actually changed how I ran my bars from previous years. I always ran them really far back and rolled back. And this year, a lot of people will tell me with Supercross moving forward, and which was really hard for me to change right away. I kind of just pumped up a bunch, but really good. So I actually don't have any siblings that ride. My little brother is a fanatic with cars, really good mechanic on cars and stuff like that. But never really wanted to do the dirt bike thing. Mostly just cousins and stuff, which is cool. Bars. I right now I'm using the KTM Renthal Fat Bar Bend. For the weekend again, yeah, just try to get good weekend. That's what we're looking for, honestly. Just night shows and push for mains and stuff like that, and really try to just progress each weekend where you know you don't want to get kind of that plateau where you're just in a bad rut the whole time. So I think with everything through the week and just training and stuff like that, I think we're gonna keep progressing and we're gonna do better and better each weekend. And yeah, I think once you get in the show, it's a whole lot easier. It's like a lot of weights off your back. For me, it's always been a qualifying thing. I don't know. I don't know why, but I always like frustrate myself with practicing. I'm more of a racer. I've always been more of a racer, but it'll be good. I'm gonna try MetLife. Right now, the plan is to do pretty much everything. So the only thing is like just trying to get there. We're gonna team up with a bunch of people, and try to get there. So that's the plan. Well, I'll hope to see you there. Yeah, so the thing I'm really trying to improve through my season is really qualifying times. I've always had really good times with racing and stuff like that, and so that's the big thing is I need to really work on my qualifying times to get good gate picks and get into the night show, and that's where it starts. I actually really like their dirt. Whenever they switched to Cardinal Stadium, like that place is amazing compared to the previous in the Razorback Stadium. I think it's probably similar dirt, but it might be just because of the football field too. I don't know. I've always found those are a little bit, little wide, more wide open, a little longer. So those are a little bit better for my style of racing. Um, but I do really like the dirt actually out there. It's a little more similar to Colorado dirt. So that kind of deserty stuff. So that for me is a huge bonus, and that's like one of the closest ones to my hometown, like in Colorado. So a lot of people go there. So it's kind of really cool to see everybody there, and they kind of, you know, get to do that. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. So for a good beginner racer, I would definitely just work on your fundamentals. It's one of those things that you can never work on enough with technique and jumping and just corners and everything just over and over and over and over, like especially after an injury. Like if you're coming in after being hurt or anything like that, like I've always found that if you can get the fundamentals down, it's so much easier, so much easier. Yeah, so my parents are like my hugest supporters. I couldn't do it without them. They love this just as much as me. And the thing is, like, since day one, those have been basically my dad's my coach. My mom's always there, and I couldn't do it without them. They're the best thing, like parents I could ever ask for. And I say it's cool that they love it just as much as I do, and it's really good. Two stroke thing, I do love two strokes. I'm not a very good two stroke rider. It's really weird. Like after I turned 15, I pretty much went from super main to a four stroke, and I haven't been back two stroke ever since. I do want to get a 250 and just kind of mess around on it. Like just they're fun. a good time. But no, I actually went pro at 16. I went AMA National Pro at 17, and I got my moto and supercross license. But before that, yeah, I did like the A class and stuff at Loretta's and Ponca and all the amateur nationals and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a full time thing. You know what? This year, they have made. My dad's made A1. Last year they didn't make it to too many. My mom came to a couple. Whenever they can, they'd love to. They both get to come this weekend, which is awesome. I'm really really excited to see them. I haven't seen them in my mom in probably a few months, and then my dad I got to see last week, which is cool. But the biggest thing, I'm super excited for Denver because I can see all of my family and stuff like that. And doing this, you don't get to see everybody all the time. It is expensive to fly everywhere and everything like that. And so it's super awesome they get to come see me and stuff at a few of these rounds they do. But they always try to make an effort to come, and I always try. I'm super grateful when they do. Yeah, I'm so excited, man. It's been, like I said, I haven't seen my mom, shoot, probably like say a couple months. So I might be a mama's boy, but I do miss her. So it's no, it's good. It's definitely, this time of the year it's gnarly, like you're away from your family and everything, but it's really really good. That's awesome. That definitely do it. Like I've always noticed like racing has been so much more fun than riding. I mean, riding dirt bike in general is awesome, but for some reason racing I've always had so much so much more just kind of satisfaction with. But it's for everybody. Whatever is good for you, that's what you do. But that's awesome. You'll definitely let me know how your first race goes. I'm stoked to hear about it. But yeah, no, I'm super stoked on Colorado. Like that, I think 96. Shoot, I don't think I was really even doing much. I think I just started riding on 96, so I was really, really young. But I'm really excited. So like right now, I'm working on a lot of my corners. I kind of regressed a little bit with my corners, and the fundamentals of corners, you can never go wrong. You can literally do them every day and always get better at it. And that's the thing, is like corners are like the hugest thing. Corner drills, just fundamentals with clutch work, throttle like control, anything like that. That is such a huge thing in dirt bikes. It's amazing. So my first sponsor, I remember it was like a graphics company. It was like a vinyl graphics company. Shoot, I don't even remember the name of it, but I just remember it because he did my numbers one time for me, and they had flames on them, and everyone remembered that from when I was a little kid. And it was pretty crazy. It was awesome. She in there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Mom. See, she tries to come every time I see her, so I love it. No, it's always good to have the parents always involved and stuff like that. And I'd see they always big supporters, and I couldn't do it without them. I love them to death for it. And so I know if they didn't believe in me, I wouldn't be doing it. And that's the coolest thing. So it's and then like I said, this weekend's awesome because I get to see her and I get to see both my parents. So I'm super stoked. But that's what I'm saying. Like she's always super supportive. I'm sure my dad's right there with her, and so I'm super grateful to have them as parents. They literally have done everything under the sun for me to be doing this, and I couldn't thank them enough. Really, and it's unreal. So that was like probably the hugest thing, is like my support group. Like honestly, is my parents. They since day one, they've always been doing this with me, whether it was you know from amateurs to pro. So it's a pretty unreal deal. you know I always think about it, and I'm not 100% sure yet. I'd like to do something in the industry, and that's probably what I'll lead to, because it's all I really know. It's all I've ever really done. So I'm kind of leaning towards something in the industry, like job wise. But you never know where life's gonna take you. You find new passions all the time. So right now, I definitely am looking for something in the industry after this. But for the time being, I'm just gonna soak it in and enjoy this. But yeah, most likely something in the industry. It's just like I said, something easy to fall back on that I know a lot about. Right now, I am currently wearing spy goggles. Yeah, they got those new frames out and stuff like that, and they're unreal. So I'm pretty stoked on them. I've been with them for, I want to say 10 years now, since I was an amateur. So I've been with Spy for a long time. They've done really, really well for me and stuff like that. And I've always enjoyed those guys over there. They're really cool dudes. So, for the most part, like, I like to go and cycle and do all that stuff. Mountain biking, wakeboarding, all that stuff is great. So that's anything that's kind of fun like that. For the futures, just be consistent. It's a little bit different because it's tighter than moto. So just go have fun. That's the thing is like you gotta ride looser in Supercross. You don't want to be tense because if you mess up a little bit, you don't ride with the bike. It can really throw you off a little bit. So especially if you're new to this stuff, it's really, really important just to be loose and just try to ride with everything instead of overriding the track, because that'll be huge help. So the thing with tear-offs, I found if you pinch them and if you just pull down, pinch them towards the folding them, and then you pull down, it's usually the easiest way to do it one at a time. Favorite artist right now, I honestly don't know. I've been listening to a lot of like John Bellion always, Turnpike Troubadours, a lot of country, and then a lot of rap and a lot of rock. I like to mix it up a lot. I think of late though, shoot, I don't know. We've been mixing up. Hey, what was that? What was the song we were listening to the track the other day?
Return of the Mac.
Yeah, Return of the Mac. Get all amped up going to the track and yeah. So for a race, biggest thing I always do really is I kind of just mellow out, do a little like cycling or something, kind of get warmed up. Then after that, I kind of have a thing. I guess it's kind of routine. I always try to do something similar to the previous weekend, so everything feels super routine. But kind of gotta be lean with that because it can really go haywire with your head if you mess up one little thing. But that's usually it. I always, especially like first practice, I always have a cup of coffee in the morning. Do a little stretching, get all that stuff, and then you're ready to go, and it's usually a good time to go. So my fondest memory of pro racing, honestly, there's so many. I can remember so much, and it's not always even winning or doing good. It's just spending time with friends and family and stuff like that. But I mean, I remember one of the coolest times I ever had on a dirt bike was probably when I was a little younger. We won the U.S. Team Championships, and my dad and me were there. It was the best time. So that was probably one of my favorite times. What I've been riding lately is Milestone a lot right now. I did just like the month pass there, so just easy, a little cheaper on the budget, So we've been doing that just there mostly through the week. Like I said, this week I think we're gonna try to do, I'm guessing ACP or something like that if we stay down there, if it ends up raining. So we're kind of playing it by ear on what the weather's gonna do out here in California. But yeah, so hopefully it doesn't rain, but if not, we'll probably just stay in Arizona for a couple days and then get ready, then try to head back, get ready for A2. Oh, nice. Is it good today? Because I was kind of bummed. I was wanting to go. I think I'm gonna try in the morning though. It was actually really, really good yesterday. So right now, my mechanic just flew home, so I'll be kind of carpooling, I guess, with Mikey Henderson and Jake Ratchin. Gnarliest crash. So one time, my throttle stuck off a jump, and it ended up blowing me out. But I was probably a few stories up, and I ended up bailing, and it was not a pretty sight. The best part about it is I got in the ambulance. They smacked my head on the roof of the ambulance. I was bleeding everywhere, and so I was a mess. So that was probably one of my gnarlier ones. But I've had a few. I think it's pretty. Yeah, doing this you get a bunch. And one thing I'd probably change about the sport, like I've kind of said it before, and it's good when you get it, but like press day is such a huge deal, and people don't realize. They just think all these factory dudes go out and they're hitting the jumps first lap, and like everyone else is like not quite to that level, and it's like crazy because I've got press day a few times, and it is such an advantage, and that's the one thing I kind of wish would change is like either everyone gets to ride the track or no one does, but you know like I said, when you get to ride it, it's amazing. But when you don't, it kind of sucks. So there's two different spectrums of it. If I wasn't racing, I probably would be. I don't even know. Honestly, I've been only doing this, so I probably would be working somewhere, just figuring something out to do that was even like somewhat similar to this, but it's hard to find. So I I think every time I've even thought about it, I'd probably be doing something with motors, like in this industry or like racing something or probably mountain bikes maybe. I do love mountain bikes, so downhill is awesome, especially in Colorado. It's pretty big. So I'd probably try to do something like that. I think that stuff's so cool. Oh, so I just drive it in my van. Um, Yeah, basically we just load up every week, drive from wherever we're going, point A to point B, just in the van, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. I ended up getting myself a little companion to drive with, my puppy, and so me and her usually just kind of go and go on to the next race. So it's a lot of work, but it definitely you get to race dirt bikes. So for a living, so I can't complain too much. Right now, I just wear a chest protector. I'm wearing the Fly chest protector, and then no neck brace right now. I did Leah for a long time, and they're amazing. So I don't really ski or snowboard. I am like one of the far few Colorado people who don't really. I do every now and then when I can, um, but I just really don't. I'm more of a warm weather kind of guy. Yeah, so mine's actually a Boston Terrier. Her name's Bruxy. And yeah, she's my little buddy. She's probably the coolest thing ever. She just hangs out, loves the dirt bikes and stuff like that, and so she's the coolest thing to have with me. Slopestyle, yes, whenever I can, I try to as much as I can. So Travis, I actually got off the phone with him today. He's gonna race a couple rounds this year. But yeah, so he's gonna try a couple. He's kind of done. He's been doing this for years, and he just wanted to do something different for a while. And he has his wife and his dogs and stuff like that. They just have a place in Colorado, and so I think he just kind of wanted a little break from it all. It's a lot over the years where you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. But yeah, he'll be back in a few rounds this year. So I'm excited to see him. I haven't got a race against him in like a full year, so it's kind of weird. If I could be on any factoring team, it would be probably a Cowie team. So either 250 Pro Circuit and then or Factory Kawasaki, either one. Her name is Bruxy. Like it's a restaurant in California, and I used to ride my bike there every morning for breakfast, and so I was like, this would be a pretty cool name for a dog, I guess, and that's where it kind of stuck. Um, Honestly, I really liked Trey Kennard growing up. I just really liked how he was, and he was always such a nice guy. Um, and so he was like a really big, and then obviously I got, Ricky Carmichael and those guys. Like they were always cool. They're cool, baddest dudes on dirt bikes, so you couldn't not like them, you know. But Chipotle, couldn't go wrong with Chipotle. Qdoba's okay, but Chipotle is the best. Yeah, I do train as kids when I can. You know, with traveling and stuff in season, we definitely can't really do a whole lot. But off season, yeah, we do train as many kids as we can. Like, there's a few of us who try to do it, and it's you know, I think I love doing it personally. I think it's an awesome way to give back and help them and do that kind of stuff. So especially in supercross kind of stuff, because like there's not a lot, you know, everywhere for supercross, and so when you can kind of get like a track to help kids work on the just the basics of supercross, where it's so much steeper and peakier and so much harder, it's gonna let's see. I did race with Ryan Dungey. That dude is one of the gnarliest dudes that ever ride a dirt bike. I will say he is insane. But yeah, no, I raced few years with him. A lot of it. So I actually had a job for a while working with an off-road company named Slavens Racing last year, and I just tried to save up my money as much as I possibly could, and then just go into like you know, money races and stuff like that. You just save up your money and just kind of put everything towards this. Like, really, there's not much you can spend anywhere else. There's not a lot of, you know, fun time where I can just spend and go crazy with it. But yeah, pretty much all my money goes back into my racing. But I wouldn't want to do anything else. So for me, it's worth it, and I enjoy doing this, and I wouldn't want to do anything else. So yeah, so I mean, yeah, obviously, like, I'm obviously not gonna retire off this sport, but I'm gonna have as much fun with it as possible. You know, until I have to do something different. And so yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just saving and pinching pennies. I'm pretty tight with my money. But yeah, I don't get to go out and do too much, but I do what I can. So right now I am just a privateer effort, but I ride for Moto Adventure Kawasaki. I said it's a young or a small shop in Loveland that they have like a small team, and right now I'm the only Supercross rider. I think they got a couple other a guy getting into outdoors and stuff for the nationals this year and stuff like that too. So, but they do some off road stuff as well. But they're really awesome. They like I said they probably one of the coolest people I've ever rode for. They're super down to earth and blast to hang out with. So, and it's super about, you know, anything dirt bike. So I can't thank them enough for everything. Yeah, they do. So yeah, I'll be doing outdoors. I'm not sure which ones I'm doing exactly yet. For sure Lakewood. But I would like to do the first three for sure, and then kind of pick and choose. It's super hard for outdoors for privateers just because they're so much further than you know, Supercross is, where we're kind of lucky enough. Nice, yeah. I'm glad to see you're coming back. That's awesome. But it's super nice because we got a few in a row, so we're not, you know, super stretched for miles in the vans and everything like that. So unless you like kind of team up with someone and kind of or get on a team or something like that, it's super hard to do as many outdoors as you possibly can. But and you just don't make as much money. Like, you make probably half of what you're doing just making an outdoor main compared to making a night show even. So it's a lot easier to afford Supercross right now than it is outdoors. But I do love both. I have done really well at Thunder, and I you know, it's home, so it's definitely one of my favorites. I think my personal favorite might be Millville. I just really like that track, but yeah, Lakewood you can't go wrong with. Yeah, so yeah, no, 120 is funny. 120 was my 120 was my amateur number, and we know we just did well enough. We got it back, and so I was really excited. Chris Kiefer had it for forever, and then he retired, and so I got to take it back, and I was pretty excited about that. Yeah, I've been to Loretta's 3 times. We had really decent finishes there. We had a lot of bad luck, a lot of bikes break, and a lot of heartache there, but we've also had really good times and decent finishes and results. So It's definitely a love-hate place, Loretta's. Yeah, yeah, he's an awesome dude, and yeah, no, and he's the OG 120, so you got to give it to him. Yeah, he's the man. So it's big shoes to fill. No, he doesn't. I've talked to him in and out, of the track and stuff like that. And then like when I was amateur, I'd come out to California, so I'd see him, and we were laughing about the same numbers and stuff like that. And then I went pro, and uh, I asked if I could have it, and then he said no, no, and then he retired, and I finally got it. But no, he's an awesome dude. Yeah, I've done Monster Cup the last, let's see, 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years. Yeah, yeah, 2 years. Last 2 years I've done Monster Cup. And that one's a nutty race, but it's a lot of fun too. But my favorite national track as an amateur would honestly probably be Lake Whitney, but it's not around anymore out in Texas. Um, yeah, I always had a blast. I think I got my first top five there, and I think I was in '60s, and so it was such a big deal for me. Uh, my best Supercross result was like I think I was like 1 out for making a main. So we're hopefully gonna change that and actually be in the main soon at some point. So that's the plan. Um, my favorite obstacle is probably the triple. They're just fun, big. I struggle a little bit with rhythms, and so I think yeah, the triple is always kind of the same. So you kind of flow off them and stuff like that. But yeah, it's probably a triple. I like them a lot. But yeah, idols growing up. Yeah, like I said, it was probably Trey Kennard or like can't go wrong with Carmichael. Um, and we had a lot of like local gnarly guys and stuff like that I looked up to. But yeah, I mean those guys were always the top dudes. Yeah, so you kind of always just like who's killing it or who you kind of see yourself as a little bit. I'm 6'2", so I'm a little taller of a dude for a dirt bike. I'm not, small by any means, but it works good for whoop. So I'm uh, definitely okay with being a little bit taller. I don't think I could be any more taller. It might not be so good for me. Oh man, there's a bunch of us. So yeah, right now, just the group us here is yeah, Mikey Henderson and Jake Rashton, and I mean at home I got like a bunch of buddies, like my trainer Robert Imondi, my buddy Dylan Quack and his wife Lauren. Like there's a bunch of us in the crew. I got the Sidmore brothers and stuff like that. So it's been I got a huge backing of friends, so I love it. What I've been doing is a lot of it has been just doing sprints. Sprints have definitely helped a lot, I think, but it's a lot of it's just getting out of your like kind of comfort zone with pushing and not thinking so much about just making times, I think. So we've been working on that a lot too, just the mental side of everything. So a lot of mental stuff, and then like I said, a lot of sprints, or like just I think that we did 2 days worth of sprints the other day. So it was it's good. It seems to be working really good. Yeah, dude, 6'8's gnarly. My brother's 6'8 and he's 18, so I know how that is. He towers over me. I think my parents didn't feed me or something like that, but I'm pretty sure he could beat me up if he really wanted to. But luckily, I think he likes me. So, so you might be perfect. That's perfect, like height for dirt bikes. I think. Hendo, how tall are you?
5'6".
Yeah, he's 5'6", so you're fine. Yeah, that's not that much shorter. I mean, half foot, you're fine. He rips, so it's good. Honestly, I wish I never got to race it when like any nationals when it was just actual race qualifying. I'm such a better racer than I am a time qualifier, but I it's okay. I think everyone has to do it, so you just got to get good at it. But I've never been much of a practicer, and that's one thing I really gotta work on. But it's always been my biggest struggle is my time qualifying. So so I don't like it, but I need to like it. So I'm starting to like it more and more. When I do good, and then I really like it, but when I don't do good, I don't like it. But yeah, so I wish it was racing. I never got to experience that. I think they stopped doing that like when I was like 15 or something like that. So like the thing with time qualifying, you get an 8 minute free practice, and then time qualifying is just 2 10 minutes. That is basically the fastest times out of everyone. The top 40 get to go into the race, and that's what makes money and everything. You just go to the, the night show. So. If you're not in top 40, you're done for the night, and so it's kind of unfortunate. So you got to be really good with laying out a fast time, and not it's kind of weird because like when I was younger, I always thought, practice, you don't have to go all out. You just got to be smart, figure out the track, be smooth, and get everything used to it. But yeah, it's a lot of it's just laying down really fast laps and getting into the nitro so you can race. My favorite food, probably Mexican food. I love a good breakfast burrito in the morning, and like a good one though. My I try to put I used to always try to put like one fast here and then like take a couple laps on to another one and then take a couple laps off another one. And I found out the best thing is probably just start clicking them off and try to make it feel like a race kind of thing. And it's kind of hard to do when you're not actually going off a gate drop against people. And that's kind of the hard thing to wrap your mind around. I love the new gates though. The grade steel is awesome. It's definitely a little different at first doing it, but it is amazing. It's pretty much pure traction off the gate, and it works amazing. So I think it's a lot more fair for all riders, a little more equal playing ground for everybody. So that's an awesome deal. I'm really glad they did that. It's really good. So I actually look above the gate. I use my peripherals to kind of look above it because the first thing you see off the gate is like, or first thing you're just gonna catch anything's eyes is your peripherals. So I look right above the gate, kind of like a dirt clod kind of in front of it. And so whenever that like kind of flinches, I just go. So I've been using a lot of Hammer Nutrition, and so they kind of got me set up with just like a race day kind of thing. Well, you like a gel, and then like some cereal, like a bowl of oatmeal or something like that, and then yeah, so, just carbohydrate stuff, electrolytes, and things like that, and just stuff to kind of keep you going. But yeah, that's the biggest thing is trying to keep you eating. I'm really bad about that. If I don't have food in front of me, I won't eat. So that's one thing I'm really working on too is staying kind of fueled for the whole day, not just just anything. Because yeah, that's one thing I really struggle with is eating all day. I always used to get really nervous. I just wouldn't eat. But now I always try to kind of meal plan a little bit, I guess, and it's definitely helped. It's not super bad. It still has a lot more than a wet like dirt. It is a little bit slippery, but it seriously hooks up almost under any like circumstances. This stuff's amazing, but it's really cool. Right now, I'm actually using Race Tech. Been super fortunate to work with them. That stuff is working amazing this year. It's probably some of the best stuff I've ever had. Those guys have killed it. Um, yeah, no, and they're at the track. They've been working with me like this last week, and they were helping me the whole day and stuff like that. They're great. I don't know if I get embarrassed. I just don't do it. I will literally forget. I think just over the years, just nerves kind of get to me, so I just wouldn't eat because I feel sick. But I've always found if I don't eat, I feel horrible in the afternoon. So yeah, it's kind of weird. So I definitely just kind of force myself to do it. I do use a whole shot device. The Works Connection one. Thing is awesome. But yeah, I definitely, if you don't have a whole shot device, I definitely recommend one. It makes a world of difference, like night and day. I actually can't remember a time where I didn't use it. I think I was on like 80s or something like that. Was the last time I didn't use a whole shot device. Actually, I was in India racing last year, and they didn't have one on my bike, and it was super weird. They're good. Honestly, it just depends who you go to. At the end of the day, I think everyone kind of sees we're all riders. We're all kind of all in the same boat for the most part. So yeah, it's one of those things that we all try to help each other in some way. So if you like need a bolt or something like that, or you're missing something crucial, most of the time someone will try to help you as much as they possibly can. So it's really cool. They're all really awesome. The YZ65 is awesome. I wish I had something like that when I was around. But yeah. So places I've raced is U.S. And then I was over in India for a few weeks and raced a few of their races. And I went to, the only other place I've been to is Canada for the Toronto Supercross. That's about it, honestly. I've been kind of by Baja, but not really in it. But yeah, this year I'd really, really like to go to some more countries and do some overseas stuff, or just even to Canada or anything like that. Like I found that was like such a fun trip, and I learned a lot. Like it's totally different culture, and it's pretty insane though. Like it was a lot of fun, but it was insane. Luckily, we actually did really good over there, and it was a blast. So I had a blast doing it. Yeah, so I'm having real big issues with my clutch lately, just because I've been overusing it. I found the best thing is just rolling it, like rolling your throttle and then clutching out. That's what we've been working on a lot. So what I've ran about everything but Suzuki and Husqvarna. I think my whole life I was on Hondas for since I was 85s, and before that was Yamaha and stuff like that. But yeah, no, but I know a bunch of people who have, and it sounds like a blast. So yeah, maybe someday I would love to. Like, going anywhere is really cool, and just experiencing new things is like one of the coolest things ever. Like, I was super fortunate to go over there and get to go do that. But yeah, no, I'm hoping here in the future I get to go do some more overseas races or anything like anything like that would be cool. Like I said, it's just a cool experience altogether. Where race can take you, really. I never thought in my life that I'd be racing all these places and doing all this for a living, and enjoying it as much as I do, honestly. So over there, I was actually on a factory team, so it was actually really nice. I was on a salary, so it was basically what it was. It was a cut and dry thing how they paid me, but it was actually pretty good. Their money's not worth quite as much as ours, so it was like wasn't I didn't make like a whole lot of money, but it was enough that it was definitely worth my time, and I got a cool experience out of it. Um, but it was nice that you get the money and you don't have to like worry so much about just results. It's you're there to basically do a job for them, and just and enjoy it, and no, but it was really cool experience to be on a team and stuff like that. I really had a lot of fun. I was over there. I think I rode. It was a TVS bike, so it's basically a Sherco kind of, but it was weird on a supercross track, but it was a lot of fun. It was definitely it's a different experience for sure. Dirt was really weird, and it was really hard to breathe. I think the pollution over there is a little bit too much for me, but it was a cool experience for sure. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, I mean it definitely scares you, but you doing it so long that you kind of just have to move on, and you just hope they're okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't really ever get too worked up about it because I know how it goes. I've been that guy. Everyone's had their things, and so it's definitely one thing that sucks, but it's part of it. The competitiveness over there was good. I mean, we had some people from over in Russia that were really fast, and that's who I ended up. Because I ended up with a second and a third, and I ended up losing to the Russian rider both weekends. The local Indians, there's a couple that are decent riders. It was a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, it was it's fairly competitive over there. It's definitely different. So actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a hockey player. I really like hockey. I love hockey actually. But my dad told me, I can't do both. We can't afford two things. So he said either pick dirt bikes or hockey, and I chose the latter. So I just always wanted to be a dirt bike rider. So but I still enjoy hockey. I go try to go play whenever I can. I don't really get to, but I do really like hockey. Football's always good too. Obviously, I'm a Colorado guy, so that's pretty good. Of course, yeah, it's the Avalanche. I'm a diehard Avalanche fan. They're kind of letting me down a little bit, which kind of sucks. But you know, you got good seasons and bad seasons. But no, I'm a big Avs fan. It's either gonna be Sakic or Peter Forsberg. I was a huge Sakic fan. Pretty much as many as the van will take me. That's the plan. We're just gonna keep going as many as we possibly can. Yeah. So right now we're just planning to clicking them off. Yeah, for each weekend, just keep going, 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 going. That's awesome. So you could kick my butt for sure because I am not a good football player. So that's awesome. I don't blame you. They're not doing so good right now. Yeah, I definitely like East Coast. My actual first Supercross season I ever did in the lights class was East Coast. And that was I was one thing I'm really bummed at is St. Louis isn't on the schedule this year. That's actually one of my favorite rounds. I just love the dirt there, and that was probably my favorite East Coast round. So, but yeah, I definitely like East Coast. I think it kind of reminds me a little bit more of Moto style dirt because it ruts up so much. So, I'm always excited for East Coast. So, I'll definitely be as many as I can. So that's definitely going to be a cool thing this year. Yeah, I'm super bummed. That like I said, that was my first place I ever made a night show. I think it was my third race I ever did. But I love that track so much, like or the stadium in general, just the indoor pits and everything like that was the coolest thing. Yeah, no, the dirt you can't beat that dirt there. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm decent at starts. I used to be really good at starts, but it's so different like doing it from a like a local or even amateur national compared to uh like a supercross or an outdoor. So different. First year, I think I was 17, so I don't even remember what year that was. I've been in quite a few. I can't even count them. I'm not even sure, honestly. But we've been quite a few night shows. Been really close to mains, but it just seems to kind of slip away. What's up, Pigeon Boy? And that's actually my first mechanic right there. So that's really cool to see him. You know, it kind of sucks. I didn't even get to watch it. We don't have cable or nothing. But I've heard it's not quite as good. Um, but I don't know. You know, I think it's definitely going to kind of hurt it a lot just for the fact is, you know, we can't see it. You have to purchase this certain thing and it does stink, but you know, it might be good. So we don't know until next year. But hopefully it's good. I hope so. Minios, yes, I have. It was a first time I ever was there was awesome too. I remember doing it was like one of my first big like I guess supercross races as an amateur kind of thing because I was a supercross the day before and now Minios is awesome. No, we've been there a few times and yeah, it's a really cool place. It was actually the first time I ever rode in Florida was Minios. Are you guys going out to any of the rounds or anything like that? You know what I'm super pumped on? is I actually am in the new MX game, so I'm like really excited to play that. So I don't get to play it too much. Like I said, I'm on the road a lot, but it's usually like dirt bike games or stuff like that. So I'm really excited to play that one. But whenever I can, I play them. But I'm just not them a huge amount of time. But yeah, no, it looks really cool. I got a little sneak peek of it last week, and so it was really really cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be at MetLife. That's the plan. So I know a bunch of people that are gonna be there too, and so I'm like really wanting to go. I haven't got to go there yet, so that's the plan is try to. I miss you too, Pigeon Boy. You're right, man. It's good to hear from you, buddy. I hope everything in the family is going awesome, and I miss you out here. Awesome. Good luck. I'll be cheering for you and stuff. If you're in the pits or something, come say hi. Love to meet you and stuff like that. But yeah, good luck to A2 and stuff like that. It should be a good time. Last year was really really cool. So we are actually leaving tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go get one last day of practice, and then try to head out. I'll probably go to Milestone again. So, but yeah, we'll try to do that. And then I'm gonna bounce over to Phoenix or Glendale, and then probably just get the bike completely ready on Friday and do sound and stuff like that. But yeah, so we'll be leaving tomorrow. We actually had to drop off my mechanic for the weekend this morning, and man, it was rough going to LAX this morning. I think we left at 4:30 and his flight was at 8. I think we barely made it. It was bad. I have the Seven Deuce Deuce is a man, and he's a good dude, and he's a killer rapper. So he should be killing this weekend too. He's been riding really really good. Heck yeah, man! If you come out to Milestone, man, we'll definitely go ride. I'd be totally down. We'll go mess around the outdoor track a little bit too. I'd be down for that. Or even I think the Amateur Supercross track's open too. So if you want to go rip around on that, I'm definitely down too. So yeah, if you're out there or the track, just come say hi, man. I'd love it. I think it was like 84 miles, and it took like all morning. Like it took so long. I I think shoot we left really really early, and it we tried to go like side streets, back roads, and everything. It was not helping. So, but luckily he made his flight. I didn't think he was going to for a minute there. So, but yeah, it's hectic. And that airport is so gnarly. I'm not huge on that. But it's kind of a big bummer to see him go. But it's even bigger bummer to have to deal with the traffic this morning, waking up that early. So a lot of it, I was homeschooled from 10th grade on. Other than that, I went to public school. But it was just so hard with traveling. Training and stuff, mostly it was just me and my dad. We would just go to the track after school and just work on everything we could possibly work on until it was dark every day. It was long days with me and him that there, or my mom. They'd switch off taking me whenever they could. So it was they helped me like go do train classes whenever we could, but for the most part, it was it was just us just working as hard as we could at the track each day. All right, Pigeon Boy, it's good to see you or talk to you, buddy. I'll call you later, man. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, yeah, in the pits, whenever, just come by and say hi and stuff like that. I always love meeting new people and seeing new faces and stuff like that. So that's one thing I always think is cool about the sport. You can meet so many people from everywhere, and yeah, so I'd love to meet you. I try to be. No, I like pretty much everyone, man. Like, like I said, we're all in this to do the same things, have fun and enjoy this, so that's one thing that I've always tried to be about is, just keeping the aspect of, meeting everybody and trying to be just a, good social group of people rather than people that are just so mad at each other because of racing. This is only so long, and the thing is, like, the more you enjoy it with people, is the better it's gonna be. And so I love meeting new people and going and having new experiences with people and just enjoying everything. So it's always a great time. Yeah, so I'd love it. I'd love it. That'd be awesome. So yeah, no, I'll definitely be say probably most. I'm gonna do my best to. Yeah, I think so too. I think without us, it's really hard to have full gates even. And so we're honestly we're a crucial part of this. I think there's so many of us that are, just a big part of this whole thing. So a lot, honestly, the drama with amateurs is huge, and that's the thing is, I think once you kind of go pro, it kind of fades away a little bit, and so that's a big thing. But I, always just try to. My parents always told me, just be a humble kid and just be friends with everybody. I think that's the biggest thing is like don't be too big for your britches. So yeah, that's the thing is like as long as everyone can kind of get along, which is super hard in amateurs. Amateurs is so hard. Everyone kind of grows out of it a little bit though. I promise you. But I think we're about to wrap this up, guys. So we're gonna do a little trivia, I guess, for some goggles, signed pair of mine. Let's see. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I'll have a signed pair of goggles to do. So, shoot. What's that for me? Your question would be, I'm gonna go to my cohorts here. Cause I'm not good on the spot for some reason with this kind of stuff. So, all right. Okay, so I said it earlier. Because I'm from Colorado, I'll go with this. What was the first or the last year that Denver had a Supercross? But we'll go with that. So the winner of that will get a signed pair of goggles from me. But I think we're gonna call it, guys. Thank you so much for let's see here. No, little off. Just go down. Nope. Oop, that's it. 96. The last year, though. What was the last year they did it? Mikey can't do it. He just got on right now, so. But, yeah. Think of it. And thank you, guys. We'll see you around, man. Yeah, come find me.